Hey festive beer lovers, and welcome to the annual Christmas beer episode in which we make tits of ourselves over strong Christmas beer.
It's become a bit of a mini tradition for us, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. We've actually added a Christmas tradition that we just finished a live show, so we're going to be even more titty than usual. Because we've had quite a few beers. So to counter that, we've also got lots of foodie elements in this year's episode.
Yes,
not only have we got crisps,
festive
crisps.
Wow.
Brad's going to whip us up a leftover Christmas toasty while we talk. So we've got some sexy brie.
We've got some sexy pigs in blankets.
Phallic sausages.
And some tiger bread.
And some cranberry and ruby port
oh my word.
conserve as well.
There's nothing conservative about that.
No.
That's
so Brad's going to
name.
get making that because we need to soak up some booze. And I'm going to tell you about this year's episode. So it was actually quite hard to get hold of these Christmas beers.
Was it?
Yeah, they're not as omnipotent as they used to be.
No, I guess in a sort of less trendy era, Christmas beer was something that like anyone could get excited about, right?
Yeah.
No way.
So we're going to open with a brewery who always come up with the goods when it comes to a seasonal beer or a trend, and that's Gypsy Hill.
Gypsy Hill, yeah, local boys, South London Patriots.
So this is called Blitzen, after, I presume,
The reindeer,
reindeer.
The mythical reindeer.
Yeah. So it's a Christmas Creek, so it's a 3.4% kettled sour with what kind of cherry? Sour and sweet cherries. Is a sweet cherry what you get on the Bakewells by Mr. Kipling?
I feel like it's definitely not a sour cherry on a Bakewell. You don't want a sour cherry on a Bakewell.
No. Oh, goodness me, that's red.
So, while Johnny's doing that, I've just stuck these beautiful pigs in blankets, which are right there. They've got like honey and rosemary glaze on them.
Yeah, Brad went all out. Or his sister did, because she made them.
She made them. And then we've got some ripening brie, some beautiful brie. Oh, it's that time. Go on then. Oh, I won.
I'll deal with that. You keep making the.
I know. I'm just gonna. This is some port jam. Sorry, some cranberry port jam, which is quite amazing. So I'm just gonna spread this.
We've tested this recipe. This is a tested recipe.
This is tested.
You could add turkey. Brad doesn't like turkey, so we didn't.
No.
You could definitely add Brussels sprouts, particularly if they got a bit crispy.
And a bit of bacon, shredded up. Ooh.
Oh, we've already got bacon in there.
More bacon.
And gravy wouldn't hurt.
Oh my god.
Do you want to hear the joke?
Go on then.
Why does Father Christmas go down the chimney?
Okay, why does he go down the chimney?
Because it suits him. Suits him.
Suits him.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's pretty rubbish as a joke goes.
I mean, the real reason he goes down there is because then it's not breaking and entering. But
I mean, I watched Home Alone 2 last night, and my word.
There's some breaking and entering.
There's some absolute breaking and entering, and some sadistic torture tactics by Kevin McAllister. Oh, amazing. I'll get the little hat. Yeah, I mean, that guy, he's, 10 years old? His imagination is, terrifying. Terrifying for torture. The guy is a sadist. But anyway, that's a classic Christmas time movie.
Yep.
I've just liberally buttered this tiger bread. I'm going to pop
buttering the outsides.
That's it. I'm going to put it in the George Foreman grill. Oh, can you hear that? Oh my word.
Right, should we talk about beer for a bit, Bradders?
Oh, well, I guess it is the beer channel, so why not?
So here we are, this Christmas Creek. It's only 3.4%. So it's a little Christmas beer, a little table beer. We'll
I scoff at your 3.5% beer.
Well, we'll get bigger.
Okay, it smells pretty good.
Loads of cherry. Loads of sour cherry, not a lot of sweetness.
Yeah, I love it. I can always smell the fizz. I don't know what that means, but
I think that's the lemony zippiness.
It's like sherbety. Smells amazing.
Oh, I love that. It's like strawberry laces.
Yeah, it's like licorice strawberry laces.
Licorice.
Why do they call licorice the red licorice? Because it has no licorice in it.
I don't know.
Licorice is like a really odd flavour.
Trying to trade off the good stuff the people at the licorice department.
Those guys.
Have done.
Yeah.
That's great. It's got that mix of like the sweet Bakewell cherry and the sour cherry, a little bit lemony. It's not thin like a lot of kettle sours are, where it's just just lactose turned it a bit lemony and that's it. It's got a funk and a slap to you.
That's it. 3.5. I think that's a banger.
Yeah, I'll be getting some more for Christmas. That's really great.
That's a beaut.
Beer number 2.
Beer number 2. Oh, better drink this.
Oh, sorry, man. I liked it that much. Okay, wow. On camera as well. We don't usually show them as downing the beers.
Beer number 2. Now, I just want to say I love this label. Brilliant.
It is a
Little
great
garden names. Santa garden names.
So many of them. 2L do they do amazing artwork? They do varied artwork.
They do.
Some of them are incredible.
I think it's artistic artwork.
Artistic artwork, yeah. So this is in a similar vein to the one we just had. It's a kettle sour, a Berliner Weiss technically, this one, a bit more precise. And it's got red currants, prunes and raisins, I think?
Red currants, prunes,
Just double check
and
that.
raisins.
Yep, red currants, prunes and cherries, not raisins. So.
Wow.
And it says, when you cannot get enough of Christmas, you take a ton of the best classic Danish Christmas ingredients and brew a Berliner Weiss. And it's called 1 ton of Christmas. This is a much more rounded
It's
smell.
quite a very, way more subtle.
Yeah.
Less sherbety on the nose, for sure.
You wouldn't know for sure that was sour. That could just be a fruited pale.
The colour's not so
fruity.
vibrant either, is it? It's quite Scandinavian, and it's sort of not non-show offness.
Yeah.
Very dry.
Very dry, a little bit tannic. Definitely some red currant in there that's not sweet, but it's fruity.
Burning.
That's got the heartburn. That would be banging with our sandwich, I tell
I think
you.
it might be.
Brad has no feeling in his fingers because he's already lifted one of these. Oh no, there's some feeling in his fingers.
That's going to be way too hot. You're going to burn yourself.
I'm going straight in, mate. No, I'm not. I can see the cheese bubbling.
You're a loon if you go straight in. That's asking for trouble.
We're going to do a sneaky cut here. Look, I'm playing a cheese sandwich harmonica. That's delicious, and it was delicious with that. So with your leftover sandwiches, have yourself a cherry Berliner Weiss.
Boom. So we've had South London's finest. We've had this from the frozen north, this contender. What's next?
So next we've got one of the favourite Christmas beers in the UK. Bearing in mind we've been doing them for hundreds of years and they've all been shit. But this one's very delicious.
Yeah,
So
they've
this-
usually got like terrible names that are very offensive.
Yeah, this one's just festive start. I like it.
That's alright, that's okay.
So it's a mocha porter, like their normal mocha porter, which is a very good beer. But they've added, I believe, cinnamon and nutmeg to this
Christmassy.
particular. Christmassy
Spices.
Dry coffee, lots of fruit.
Oh. It's almost overloading my
It's too much.
my glands. It's great.
It's got a real spicy finish. It's
Yeah.
almost like there's chilli in there.
Yeah, it's got a heat to it. There's no chilli in there though, but it does have that chilli heat.
There's lots of nutmeg, and because it's so dry from the roasted malt,
Yeah.
it just finishes like chewing on nutmeg. Do you know if you eat enough nutmeg, you die?
Yes.
I mean, that's true of most things, but it's less nutmeg than you'd expect.
And a nutmeg is also like what we call a football move in the UK.
In the UK,
In the UK,
with the football.
which I don't know anything about the football, but
Do
I
you know
know
what a nutmeg is?
it's on the head.
What? A nutmeg, and I don't know why it's called a nutmeg, is when you kick the ball between someone's feet.
Is it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
a cheeky, like
Yeah, it's
little
like a
sort of
cheeky-
Brazilian, like.
And then you
Hey,
run round
fuck you! Straight for your legs.
Yeah,
It's a cheeky boy.
that's a nutmeg.
I call it a cheeky boy.
No one else does.
What's next, Johnny?
Well, next we're going to try a beer that isn't a Christmas beer.
What? Are you saying it was just the beer that was in our fridge?
We recently did an interview with Brew by Numbers, the founder Tom,
Yeah.
and it didn't make it into the edit, but we chatted about this beer quite a bit, and he said it's as close to Christmas as they get. This beer, so it's
It's
a
chocolate and orange.
and orange stout. So it's basically
I love a chocolate egg. Orange.
That's Easter.
A chocolate orange egg.
A chocolate orange.
Orange.
Why are you calling it an egg?
I just call it an egg because I think it's funny.
Because you're wrong. It's called a chocolate orange because it's orange shaped. It's not egg shaped.
I call you an egg because I think egg's a funny word.
You call me an egg?
I call anyone an egg who I like. It's a term of endearment. He's a bit of an egg.
Sounds more like an insult.
Well, yeah, / insult.
So, Brew by Numbers. You can watch our interview with them at the end of this as well. Super interesting brewery, mostly known for their pales and their saisons, but they make incredible stouts, incredible coffee stouts. So it's got cacao nibs and it's got orange zest only, which is interesting. It's a very light, zesty aroma.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, it's quite light.
There's more orange in a chocolate egg. Chocolate orange. Damn it.
Chocolate egg. See, you've caught it now.
More orange in a chocolate orange.
Egg. I mean, it's delicious.
Yeah. It's kind of juicy. It's kind of orange juice, even though it's zest.
All of their beers are juicy, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're
they
pretty
can't
good.
get away from the
They're
juice.
pretty good at making juicy.
Yeah.
Juice.
Yeah, it's nice and dry, but it's got some citrusy juice, lots of roasted chocolate and proper cacao nib. There's no sweetness to that chocolate. It's like husky.
We got any crisps to go with that?
No.
No then.
So that was a whirlwind look at this year's Christmas beers. Let us know what Christmas beers you love from where you are. I don't know whether America or Australia, any of these big brewing nations now do Christmas beers. But
It's quite a sea. I just want to say it's quite a sea change from. We're usually sort of doing Belgian beers, and we've not really touched on
yeah,
Belgian
we kind of
beers.
steered away from Belgium, but we've done most of the ones that are worth touching.
Yeah,
And
so
some of
I
them
mean,
worth
like,
touching.
definitely look back at our older videos. if you
and see the Still
want some more
Nacht
sort
and
of
the
traditional Belgian.
the Nice Schoof.
Yeah, because they're still awesome. It's just like a different vibe, right?
Yeah,
Still
definitely.
Christmassy though.
So yeah, check out those. But they don't really have a place on Christmas Day anyway. Like I always have a Still a Nacht like with a mince pie. It's like the last thing I do before I go to bed. It's my nightcap.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'll mostly be drinking Gueuze and Saison on Christmas Day.
And I'll be on juicy bangers and rum and coke or
Fucking
something.
rum for Brad. Rum and juicy bangers.
That's it.
That'd be the name of your personal channel.
Rum and bangers.
Rum and bangers.
Yeah.
So these beers are brilliant, but we wouldn't necessarily recommend them with anything to do with the actual day.
Do you get a lot of chocolate on Christmas, Jonny?
No, I'm not really a sweet fan.
So no one buys you loads of chocolate.
really, not
Sometimes I
anymore.
get a lot of chocolate.
But these are actually all of these would be good with chocolate.
Yeah, right.
So there you go,
Very good.
cherries and chocolate and stouts and chocolate are just a match made in heaven.
Boom.
Guys, we wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. Next week we've got a Christmas message coming out. But otherwise, we'll see you in the new year with more videos. We've got some really cool stuff coming. If you haven't sorted your Christmas presents for the year, don't forget you can have a Jonny written and Brad designed book called Beer School, which is a crash course in craft beer. And you can have a Jonny written and Brad photographed book, The London Craft Beer Guide, which isn't just
It's so
where
much
to drink.
more than
It's
that.
got essays all about the different breweries,
think
interviews
it's-
with people like Evan from Colonel. It's a great book.
It just touches upon a scene and a time
It's a snapshot
in London.
of the brewing scene in
great,
London,
it's
so it's
fucking
worth a read. So guys, do get that if you are lacking some stocking gifts for your friends. Otherwise, we love you lots. We'll see you for a Christmas message, and then in the new year for more edited nonsense.
Cheers.